Ski goggles, are they necessary on a long winter ski expedition? You better believe it. I'm going to explain that in this video. This is part of my Greenland series where I talk about all the expedition gear that I used in my Greenland expedition with Dr. Terry Williams. Check it out, Two Friends and a Polar Bear. You can learn about it there. We normally bring glacier glasses where we cover our eyes and that way it's not so bad, but boy, when the wind turns and it literally drove into our face, Terry actually had to use the goggles more than I did because his fur ruff didn't completely cover his face like mine did. My fur ruff is right here. And boy, this thing from Alaska Raw Fur Company, sewed on by them. This thing completely turns myself into like a little porthole where I'm a Wolverine. Terry's was the more fashionably designed outer trim, and it worked okay right to where the wind is lateral. But once the wind started driving in our face, Terry had to switch over to goggles, and he had a much better time because his face was starting to freeze and he was having a miserable time with it. Now, these are my Smith, I don't know what the series are, but my foam is actually starting to rot. I've used these for so long and I'm just aware of that. So I bought some new ones in Canada when I was in Whistler. That's a Canadian price, $191. So kind of expensive, but the Chroma Pop, these actually have removable lenses. So you can actually flip this up here, and then theoretically pry it apart, and you can take out the lens and then put in the pink clear lenses. I've used that before. It is very, very nice. My preferred, get these back together. My preferred lenses are actually the Jolbo photochromatic ones. This is going to be pretty funny. Let's see if I have to redo this video. Yay! Okay, back in business. The Jolbo photochromatic ones are actually my favorite. They are crazy expensive, but with those, the photochromatics, I can put them on and wear them all the time. And depending on if it's bright or dark, the darkness of the glasses changes, so it's very easy to manage. However, there's one big problem with goggles, and that is getting fog to where you can't see anymore, and they fill up with fog and ice a lot. So when you're skiing and trekking in the winter using skis or snowshoes or whatever, these bad boys are a real problem because they fog up and it's hard to see. And like I literally would put these on and I could only see through the bottom. It's actually quite unpleasant. So that's something you got to figure out is, and you want to test this at home where you can in a cold environment, is, okay, how much am I going to deal with fogging? Because, oh, there we go. I got to put these back together correctly. Is once they fog up, they're like impossible to use. So that's a real problem. There we go. I clicked them back together just so any YouTubers didn't criticize me not putting my goggles back together. Also, having to carry a second lens set is annoying. There is that problem. And two, these are not dark enough if you climb on Denali. If you climb on Denali or ultra high peak, these are only grade 3, even though they look super dark and they seem to work okay. One of my climbing buddies from Australia, Felix Osgood, made it to the summit. He had his goggles on and he literally developed snow blindness on Denali summit. It was bad. Somebody actually ended up saving him and guiding him back down, so that was super nice of him. But these, even though they're really dark, are not dark enough for the ultra glare of high platform sun. So this is something you got to be really careful about. They're great for the ski slopes, but if it gets really dark, you might even need a pair of glasses inside these bad boys to get it dark enough so you don't get burn on your eyes and develop snow blindness. Let me show you how much these weigh, and I cannot recommend you always want to have a pair of goggles simply because I rub my nose. You always do want to have a pair of goggles, trust me. And they are 134 grams or 4.7 ounces because when the wind comes up and you're getting blasted in the face and it's swirling around your glasses, the goggles are the ultimate answer, knowing that the trade-off is the fogging issue. So definitely check out links below to aaronlindstowe.com/Greenland, where you too can learn about all of my expedition gear in this Greenland series. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can get more info like this.